Hey readers, it's me again. Samantha's here back with you for quarter 2 of the Quarterly Book Club. Why quarterly? Because you're busy and books are long. Today I get to sit down with good buddies Dallas and Nathan, and we're going to talk about Defending Jacob by William Landay. Unfortunately, I don't have a copy of the book to show you right now. It's because I lent it to another reader, because reading is caring and loving and wonderful. So sit back and enjoy the ride, because it's going to be fun.
Like, you don't call it Defending Jacob and not, like, sorry.
No, we can talk. It's fine.
Okay, when do we start?
Just keep talking like we're talking now.
Oh,
Just.
So how was your day?
I don't know what to do with my hands.
We're just in the bosom. Fight the bosom.
What did we lose?
Hold on.
New York.
Red leather, yellow leather.
How now, brown cow? How now, brown cow?
He's the red leather, yellow leather.
Mommy made me mash my M&Ms. Mommy made me mash my M&Ms.
Mommy made me mash my M&Ms.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
It's a good vocal.
Sounds like there should be a masturbate.
Mommy made me masturbate my M&Ms.
Masturbate with
Mommy
M&Ms?
Oh,
my
mommy
M&Ms.
caught me.
Mommy
My
masturbate
mother
my
caught me
M&Ms.
masturbating. I actually do that. Oh God, that's in the recording, isn't it? That was flat.
I quit.
Now he's gonna go home and cry.
I feel like I'm at the office.
Okay, so
What's that movie where they go like this and like she's showing her crotch?
Basic Instinct.
Basic Instinct. You should do that. Because you're in the center.
Show her your basic instincts.
And I have a wedgie now.
Oh, the basic instincts.
There's our blooper right there.
Blooper, I just met her. All right.
All right, so we're gonna do like a really quick spoiler alert, because we're gonna just no holds barred talk about everything.
He did it. And now let's talk about it. He killed 2 people.
Notes on Jacob. He's crazy.
Yes.
Right. Little insane.
He's a psycho.
Okay, so
Thank you. Thank you.
so on the count of 3, we're gonna
You're
say.
gonna go backwards. Just 3, 2, 1.
You don't say the one. You just point.
Your finger is oddly crooked. This guys want to see your self-conscious.
No, well, I usually have rings
There's this
here.
bone right here.
There's this bone right here.
That
That's
feeling
gonna
you're getting
take.
right now, it's regret.
Yeah, this is a bad idea.
That's what you
Well, the post earlier where she posts like, is that leg supposed to be that crooked? You see that table leg?
Yeah.
That's
Focus.
sorry. So the post about like wanting 2 new guests for the are we out? Like, are we not allowed to read anymore? Like, is
No, you can always read.
I was never planning on reading again.
He read.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry, audio booking.
No, you can do audiobooks.
Okay. Well, I didn't know if you wanted like 2 new stars, like you're a praying mantis, like you got what you
Oh,
wanted.
definitely. And now I'm going to eat both of your heads when we're done.
Yeah.
So that's part of the
Joke's
deal.
on you, I'm super into that.
Awesome.
Jokes on you.
No, you guys can be guests as often as you want. I mean.
Okay, I didn't
This
know.
next one's
Yeah.
about butterflies.
I saw.
Oh. You don't have to think it's okay.
Well, no, I figured it might not be as bad.
Well, it's about serial killers, so.
Okay.
Anyway, so we'll get to the next one soon.
know.
I mean, you have several dead bodies in your basement.
Oh, not in my basement.
Lots of lime laying around. That's where you're getting all your protein to pump at the.
That's why you're so tall.
That's why.
Yeah.
I do not eat dead bodies. That's why I'm only this tall.
I'm average, so I've had a little. I've nibbled.
I've had me a dead body once or
It's
twice.
once or twice. It's all right.
It's
Long
not
pig.
cannibal, it's cannibal.
Oh my god.
My God.
All right, it was good seeing you guys. We're gonna wrap it up.
We're done now. Okay, bye. All right, so let's go ahead and really get started here. So, hi guys, I'm Sam.
I'm Dallas.
I'm Nathan. Right there. Do it again. 3, 2, do it again. Do it again.
You just have to do your part, really?
I'm just looking in the
Okay.
right spot. Like there's a light there, but then the center's there.
Look right into his
You
beard.
would actually
Right
look at
into his
Ryan.
I'm gonna look right into his soul.
Yep, right,
Okay.
directly into his soul.
All right.
Yeah, he doesn't have one, so
No, you need to do it again.
I will. It's
Are
fine.
you
Okay.
ginger?
He is ginger.
Oh, that's true.
All right. Hey, everybody. I'm Sam,
I'm Dallas.
I'm Nathan.
and we are here to talk about defending Jacob. So let's go ahead and get the first thing out of the way is upon description, because you guys said, hey, I will be your wonderful guests. What did you think when you read the description of the book? Did you have any thoughts?
I didn't read the description of the book.
I never read the back
I
of the
just
book.
went for it.
Awesome. So you just dove right in,
Sure
didn't
did.
know what to expect.
Crime.
Okay, there you
was
go.
it.
Well, the theme for this year is thrillers. So what about you?
Well, when you had talked about like what it was going to be about when I read the title, I put together defending Jacob and the type of book that it was, and assumed that a person was going to be on trial. Do I stop or keep going?
You can talk.
Okay. Well, no, I was going to say like
Because
I thought that. Like in my mind, the last person I was thinking of was a child on trial. I was thinking more of an adult, and then I was in the time period in my mind, just looking at the cover, I was thinking more of like early 20th century, not like 2007. So I was thrown off a little bit by that, but other
Being
than that,
modern.
I knew what to expect as far as like what the book was generally going to be about.
yeah. Cool. Yeah, so I'd read the description several times. I do a lot of research trying to figure out what books I'm going to put into it. You guys should see my
You're
list.
doing
It's
a great
insane.
job, by the way. These books, the first one was great.
You read the first one. Yay! Aw, I'm
good,
so
so
happy.
good.
So,
What was it?
the first one was The Woman in Cabin 10.
Ah, yes. That woman was also nuts.
Yes! I can relate. Anyway, so...
I don't get the joke. Those of you
Nathan
have read
doesn't
it, I
read.
bet it's hilarious or scary. I
A little
don't
bit
know.
of funnily
Scary.
scary. So when you finished the book, you texted me once you finished it.
Yes, I did.
And
in
it was all caps. Yeah, it was all caps. Oh my God. So what were your thoughts when you finished it? And we could talk about what actually happened. So what happened at the end of the book, and how did you feel about it?
So at the end of the book,
We're gonna Tarantino this, ending to the beginning.
So at the end of the book, we don't know if Jacob actually killed Ben, but after a family vacation to Jamaica, a girl that he's been talking to just goes missing, and that's when you fucking know. You just know. And then, and then his mom decides that she doesn't want to live that way, and she crashes his ass into a bridge. I think it's a bridge.
Yeah, and so
Some
like
concrete.
so she went up the
Driving
concrete
a lot
bypass.
into things that are not to be driven to.
Yeah,
yeah.
in a minivan at like 90 some miles an hour.
And yeah,
98.
and he
Yep.
died for sure. He died.
Yeah, that
She did
the
not.
last line was you have the book.
I have the book.
Mine
Can't
is
do that with an audio.
mine is with
Exactly.
someone.
Later.
Yeah, the very last
can't.
line is like, and he saw the concrete
Yeah.
coming right for him, and I was
With the
like,
minivan in the air, rolling counterclockwise, the engine racing, Laura screaming, a fraction of a second, that's all. Jacob would have thought of me, who had held him, my own baby, looked down into his eyes, and he would have understood I loved him, no matter what, to the very end, as he saw the concrete wall flying forward to meet him. I think he went through the windshield.
like
Because I don't know how.
Dang.
Didn't they say like he wasn't just in the back?
he wasn't
of
in the
minivan,
back seat. He was in the
he
middle of the
in
back.
He was a
middle of the back
weirdo
seat.
who
Yeah.
didn't wear a seatbelt in the middle of the
Well, he
back
didn't know
seat.
that Mom went crazy.
He preferred to sit in the back seat like a freak.
Yeah.
Not
Like-
But I
really.
was confused. I mean, there are a
I'm
couple things
biased
that
'cause I
confused
hated
me.
him.
But in a minivan, you have the middle, but you also have those two seats on the side. So I'm intrigued to know, like, did he go through the windshield? What did he catch? Like that sort of thing. Like, that's what I want to know.
Well, I remember minivan growing up. We had like the side windows.
And some of
So
them you have
maybe it
two
came in-
rows of those back seats. So I'm like, I mean, but then again, at that speed,
Probably tumbled
Yeah,
a
I'm
lot
pretty
and just
sh- yeah.
He did.
he did.
He did. Yeah, he did.
He did.
But the
did.
mom survived, and now
Yes.
she. So I thought, okay, so how did you like the book overall? Just to backtrack a little bit.
I liked it a lot. It read a lot like 19 Minutes by Jodi Picoult. I think that's how you say her name. She's the one that did,
I think
like,
that's
My
what it says
Sister's
too. Yeah.
Keeper.
Yep.
19 Minutes
Good
is one
author.
of my favorite books, and it's
Good
about
author.
it's kind of the same thing. It's a trial, but it's a school shooting, and you know who did it,
Mm-hmm.
but the whole book is why he did it. And this was a little bit. This was more like who did it, but like you know who did it. Like Jacob did it. Like
Yeah.
he did it. But and it was kind of delving into this why would he do it sort of thing. So I liked it a lot. I like on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give it an 8 probably.
Awesome. What about you? How'd you feel overall?
Overall, these types of books are not for me. I appreciate what the author did. I mean, parts of it I like the way that, how it flowed, but I don't like a lot of, well, now we're here, but then we're going back. Now we're going forward. Now we're going back. Now we're going forward. That sort of thing. But like you could tell that this man has at least some sort of law background, and if not, he did a lot of his research because, like, I had like looking up like mitigate. I've heard it, but like using it, like I feel really stupid. 'Cause I don't know what this word means. So I have to like get my dictionary. But I liked just, and then he would just throw in stuff for like dumb people like me. Like one of the chapters was like bait. See, now we started recording. I can't remember it. Bait trap fuck. That's what it is. And it's just, I mean, it's just interesting. Like he goes from like this high level, courtroom talk to like shut the fuck up, Legitas. And it's just so funny. So that stuff I appreciated. This would not be a type of book that I would personally read for pleasure, but I can appreciate the effort that the author put into it.
Awesome. I'm pretty similar there with you because this is not typically what I pick up, which is one of the reasons I chose it because I'm trying to choose books that I don't typically read. And
like in the kitchen, I mean, this is a learned thing.
I mean, I did just learn how to read like a year ago. So,
You're doing great.
oh, thanks. So I may murder him on camera, so stay tuned.
Defending Sam.
There's a bone right here that's going to go right into the bridge of your nose. So, but no, I'm pretty much there with you. I would give it a solid 7. I liked the book overall, and I think the author did a couple.
This is your day.
Damn straight. I think the author did a couple clever things. I think the book probably could have been about 60, 70 pages shorter.
Okay.
It could have been a little shorter.
See, I want it to be longer.
He put all the effort into like setting everything up and getting like all these different backstories, and then because when I was in the beginning, when I was like, this is so slow, sometimes I just have to read the last couple pages to see if there's a purpose. And then I'm upset that I did because because the
ending
page 50 to around 427, as it builds, it's just like, oh, well now I'm trying to figure out like what leads to that crash, like what could go 0 to 60, and so had I not done, I shouldn't have read the end. And I lost where I was going.
That part. Well, I hadn't asked a question yet.
I thought it could have been longer.
Oh, long, yes, because, sorry. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyway, just the description more of like what Jake, because you could figure, like he goes into the Ben Rifkin of like why he.
Yeah, Ben was a jerk.
Why he murdered Ben and all that. Hope, you have nothing. Like, and what didn't make, like, crushed one pipe, yet he had blood. That makes no sense.
Right.
Like, crushed his,
But did he, and there was nothing about a broken nose or anything that would have bled.
So that's where I agree with you. Like, I wish some of that stuff was extended. Certainly, like, more of the crash, like, what was going on through more of her mind, not just like, oh, I love you, my son.
Less of some things, more of others. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Because, like I said, typically these are not books that, this is not my typical genre that I read either. But I thought that the dialogue was really smooth, and I thought it was very real.
And those courtroom scenes were awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, he did it
on an audiobook. That was insane. I'm like driving, and I'm like, ooh, get him. Defend Jacob.
Holy shit, red light.
Defend Jacob.
Red light.
Defend me, God.
I drove me into a bridge that day.
But yeah.
And I like the font, because when you saw that font, it's like, finally, fucking God. Because some of it, because when it wasn't, like, it was, what was Barber's name? Not Ben.
Andy.
Billy.
No, this is
Bloody Billy, yeah.
Who's
That
the
one,
dad?
Andy.
Andy, yes. So, like when you hear like the narration through Andy's head, sometimes it just got really boring. So like I would see how many pages do I have into like a courtroom scene. I'm like, okay, this is motivation because those were great how they read.
And that's what I thought he did.
I loved how the courtroom scenes read, and this means that I am really excited because I'm going down like this.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol.
Yeah.
But I totally agree. I thought that was one of the clever things that the author did was because that could have drug out this book could have been 300 more pages, just dragging out these scenes. But I believe the author was a lawyer, but I think he does have a law background.
He knew his stuff.
He writes very well, and he condensed all this stuff so you can see it in your head, and you're reading what the stenographer wrote. Fancy word. So you're reading the court notes for the day.
Stenographer gates. That can be cut. That was stupid. In my head, it was really cool, and it did not come out that way.
Do you know how confusing that was to listen to a stenographer's notes through an audiobook, by the way?
Oh,
that
really?
Was obnoxious, because it'd be like, LeJudas, what were you doing? Witness, I don't know. LeJudas. And I was like, just give me like one time, and I can figure out who's who.
So that's really interesting that we read the book, and we enjoyed that part. You listening to it on audio, that was... It's not cheating. It's legitimately reading. So we're fans of audiobooks. Well, you know what I mean. And you defended it.
Oh, it was you.
You defended audiobooks on Judge Jimmy.
Oh, did I?
And you won
in
favor of audiobooks.
I remember this.
I just am so mad because I lost an argument because I had to be short, and I nailed it. I nailed it. That's not what we're here about. Hold your head up high.
But no, I like audiobooks, and it's not cheating. It's sometimes people don't have time to sit and read. Again,
it's a much different perspective.
Why quarterly?
Also,
you're busy, but why quarterly? You're busy, and books are long.
I was like quarterly.
It's my tagline.
Oh, that's fun. Okay.
I'm sure there's another question on here.
Yeah, there is. So
it's just a bunch of ducks.
I just sit here and doodle. I don't pay attention to anything you guys say. I love that movie. I know that was in a courtroom. So we've already answered this. This was outside your reading habits.
Yes.
Okay. So what about you? Is this something typical that you would read?
No. But that's just because I don't read much anymore. But I mean, with crimes, I'm obsessed with like crime shows and stuff. Forensic Files. Both collections are on Netflix. Yeah, I like the crime genre. It just depends because there's like obviously there's like the courtroom drama and then there's like murder mystery type stuff. I don't mind the courtroom drama stuff. I like it, especially if it's done well. It can go bad very
this
quickly.
was done very well. I like how the courtroom side of it was done.
Yeah, because I was a little worried that it was going to be really draggy, and I've read books like this before and I've not enjoyed them, but I enjoyed this one. So
I'm so sorry. It's just so funny. I'm sorry, in my head
it's okay.
I was rereading it, and like because Andy talks about training LeJudas, basically taking him under his wings, like he's his apprentice, and it's just funny like to see him go because lawyers are basically like they're always full of shit, like they're always meaning one thing, but inside their head they're thinking something else. So it's funny to see like Andy. Like kind of praise LeJudas, and now he's on the other side.
Yep.
And
he's like,
knowing he's knowing what LeJudas is going to do. He's just like, shut the fuck up, LeJudas. And it's just so funny.
It was
You
funny.
can hear him in his head, and like Andy obviously is in complete denial of his son.
Yes.
I mean, even
100%.
toward the end, he's in denial not only of the murder of Ben and Hope, but like in denial of his own wife, who he is holding on a pedestal this whole time, worried that they're going to get a divorce. And then, basically, I mean, when we were talking about adding more things, I really wish they would just maybe one more page or a few more lines where LeJudas really tried to get Andy to get that confession that LeJudas really wanted him to give.
Andy doesn't play by the rules.
No, he does not.
Yeah, what a shitey loiter. Loiter? What a shitey loiter.
He did loiter a lot to get into Derek Yo's house.
He also, yeah.
That was creepy. I was like, are you going to kill Derek?
Listen, Andy, we've got some notes. Don't throw away the knife. Also, get out of that child's house. Yeah. That's not your child.
Right. Oh my gosh.
You can
He'd
kinda
been to
see,
our
like, he
house
started to go.
100 times.
Was it the house and then he slams Pats into the car, or was it car then you? Whatever.
Order.
But those were the.
I think it was the car first.
Yeah.
The car was first.
Was it?
Because
Okay.
he rear ends him and
Yeah,
then is
and
like,
then he does it again.
"Ugh."
Yeah,
It
yeah.
wasn't just one, because he made a point to write. It wasn't just one little one. And you're reading it. It's like when you root for, you're rooting for the bad guy, and you don't realize how it escalated. Because up until then, he was like, because it's all building. It's all building. They established the murder gene thing, I think.
He established she had a front butt.
Everything's coming together, folks.
Yeah.
Or listeners, I don't know, what is this? Is this like visual or just auditory?
It's visual.
Okay, sorry. So viewers, sorry, but he really just kind of bumped and he like hits it harder.
He hits
Then it's just so subtle. It's not like 2 pages leading into what he's thinking. He just gets out and just slams them. It's just supposed to be like okay, like oh, it happens all the time.
My bad.
But then
bro.
but
This
he doesn't.
guy's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No wonder his kids got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and his father.
And
his
then you
grandfather.
wonder, like, because sometimes he would write about like things in the surrounding area, things that are going on around, so you get a global, almost like a global type of scenario. But you didn't get that with that scene. It was just like obviously you're driving. There's going to be more than one car on the road. They didn't say like 3 a.m. in this suburban neighborhood. This was during the day, and it's established.
With witnesses.
So like thank you, like witnesses.
He has no care that there's anyone else
No.
around. He's
And,
like, this is the guy who killed
and
Ben.
all-
Jacob,
and
you
then
can't post on Facebook. Only I can pin humans against cars.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Facebook also, it's funny how much social media plays into this book
Yes,
too.
absolutely.
Because
Because
it's
you
like,
read about like kids on Facebook now.
don't
like, hardly
post
any-
things on Facebook, you bunch of little idiots.
especially that.
I killed someone today. Super funny. LOL. OMG.
I write fan fiction. Maybe don't.
Erotic.
Maybe don't. Maybe please don't write stories about
What
the
was that
murder
on?
you committed.
What was-
Grubhub? No.
No, it started with a C. His
I almost said chopped. That's also not right.
the site that he goes
But
to.
the site, the
Whatever.
cutting room floor.
Cutting
Cutting
room. Thank
room.
you. You start with a C.
A lot of things start
I
with
had to do something with a knife.
Samsonite.
Samsonite, that's it. Lots of Jim Carrey references coming from you today.
Yeah.
I'm loving it though. But yeah, so the cutting room floor, and then he writes the
From his
exact
iPod.
From
From his iPod.
his iPod Touch. So that's
those were
super
the
old.
days.
Yeah. Mine was stolen right out of my purse from a
It's
coworker.
not about you.
Yeah. Kill him. All right, so let's move on. So, what's your favorite part, character, and quote? We kind of talked about quotes a little bit.
Yeah. My favorite.
Yours was front butt.
No. Well, and that's the other thing about listening to the book is like I couldn't go back and be like, what was my favorite quote? I'm
Yeah,
like, what
that's
was my
hard part.
favorite quote? I laughed when he said front butt,
So there's.
but I
yours.
knew exactly what he was talking about.
Mhm.
The pedophile with the front butt. They've all got him. All right, and on
What
that
about
note,
what about character?
my favorite character, I loved the kid who made so much money from just letting a guy touch his butt.
Oh yeah.
Matt? Was that
Oh
his name?
no,
Mark,
Matthew.
Matt.
Yeah, you're right, Matthew. Oh, go ahead, keep going.
Because when he like interviewed him illegally, like
Yes, all
invaded
illegally.
this personal space, went and like interviewed the kid, he was like, "Oh, you know, this guy touched you," and he's like, "Yeah, I let him. He paid me lots of money," and I was like,
And then the mom is sitting right there,
What?
like watching TV, and she's like,
"Yeah, I don't
Whatever.
think I don't think he interviewed."
Oh, no,
him
they
in the
went
same
back
room,
too.
the other
Yeah,
room
they went to
after
the
he
other
was
room.
done having sex
But
with
still-
his girlfriend.
Yeah.
his 13-year-old girlfriend.
Well, no,
He's 14,
someone
she's
was, no, some,
16.
yeah, someone was 16.
She's 16.
I was like,
And he's like,
this is
thank God. I assume that like that's kind of the voice he gave him, so I assume it was like a cigarette voice.
this chick is so
This-
hot.
That's a good thing you're 16, because I'm only like 12.
It was such a weird scene, and I was like, this makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, but like that guy
Makes me
made bank letting
uncomfortable.
that dude touch his butt.
Right?
I just remember. Sorry.
Like,
I'm so sorry.
no, just you
I
go
think he
now.
likes this book more than
You go now.
more than he thought
This
he
book
did.
was funnier
no.
than I ever thought it would be.
The
by the
fuck
way.
kind of faggot name is Jacob, the dad.
The
'Cause you and I
grandfather,
talked-
Jacob's grandfather,
'cause
Andy's
you and
dad.
I talked about like how do you hear him? You heard him as Irish, and I almost heard him as a Scottish, and it was just interesting because neither of us heard him as an American.
No,
No.
not at all.
I did.
How did he?
I was to say, well, how did he sound in
did
audio?
It was literally, he just lowered his voice and was like,
Yes.
Yeah, I heard
Jacob.
I heard a grumpy Irishman, and I was like,
You heard Grumpy Irishman because a father kills a lot, whatever his name was.
yeah,
Oh, McLeary.
Father O'Leary.
Father
yeah.
Calvin Klein.
Father
John, yeah, his name's like John Leary.
Father
or something.
O'Leary.
That was such an. I didn't
the
like,
leg breaker, the mob leg
and
breaker.
I did not like his dad. I did not like.
Yeah, but none of you picked up like how odd it was that this guy was just. None of you could figure.
No,
I
it
figured
was
out. I
weird.
knew right away that he was hired on. It was, and then
I assumed that it
the
had to do with
suicide
the
note.
dad.
Like I knew he didn't kill himself. I knew
Yeah,
I knew
that.
that he was murdered, and the note was like it
I
wasn't
didn't
hard to figure that
understand
out.
No, it
why they
wasn't.
had to even bring Billy. Wait, Billy is the grandpa.
Billy's the Jacob's
grandpa,
grandfather, Andy's dad.
I didn't even understand why that whole thing was relevant.
Well,
See-
because they took into. Oh, sorry, guys, this is your thing.
Well, they took into court.
Go
that,
ahead.
You're
like,
my guests.
The murder gene.
Yeah.
But
well,
then
just
they didn't
because
use it.
Jonathan Klein didn't know because if he was basically saying if LeJudas can, he will.
Mm-hmm.
So it was basically just the scenario of we need to have it because when Jacob, what sold me that Jacob was affected by this gene. I think it's sociopath. What sold me, and one of the things I respect about William was his way to set it up. When Jacob is trying to describe the scene of what happened, his story was changing, and that's when I had no doubt. I could have put the book down right there. Had I not read the last 3 pages that Mom went fucking crazy, I would have stopped right there and came on this show and talked about it because I already knew like right then. Like I had a tiny bit of a doubt, and it's like no, but Jonathan wanted to be prepared because, especially with the having to go see the psychiatrist, then she was worried about it, and all those things were coming together. That okay, we need to get this established and see if Grandpa does have it, and that way that if Jacob is found guilty, what does it reduce it to a first degree? Because something
Manslaughter.
was it manslaughter? Was it manslaughter here in the first?
First degree murder, manslaughter is underneath.
Oh, second. Okay.
Second degree.
Okay.
or something like that.
Where he doesn't go for life. He just goes for 30
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
Well, he's not 18 yet.
He's eligible for probation.
He's like, yeah.
Or he could just, at
And Andy's
18,
like,
they
yeah,
let him
yeah,
go.
and Andy's like, maybe it was 20 or 30 years. Because I remember Andy said he'll be out like in 20 years. He can start his family.
Yeah, he could still have a
It's
life.
like
and,
only
like-
you had a family at 36 and look what
Well,
that did.
yeah, if you'd have killed somebody at 14, you'd be fine.
If you kill somebody at 8, you'd be halfway out.
Yeah, you're
just
good.
murder someone when you're born. You can spend your life
I
in
cannot
jail.
find Matthew's name now.
That's okay.
No, I guess I understand the other reason that they introduced the dad is because obviously the dad is the reason Jacob does not go to jail.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I hated that so much because they built this whole trial on like
One
did
fingerprint.
Jacob
and
do it?
did he
And it's
do
like
it, did not.
obviously I thought he did because he's
I thought so, too.
nuts. And
Dr.
I just didn't like how it was like they brought the dad in to be like, oh, he's done nothing for me. He's awful. Well, he did something for you. He gave you the gift of your son for like a year. But I just it seemed like they could have focused more on other things because what I really hoped the last chapter of the book would be Ben.
Did you just see it? Okay. You didn't because you're on a pedestal.
Watch
I believe you have to. We have to deal with like certain things down here, but you're that's okay.
Anyway, what I was hoping the last chapter of the book would be Jacob and Ben, like that scene happening. So like you knew definitively, like did he do it? Because at first I was like, I think that what was his friend's name? Drew.
Derek, you?
Derek, the name I use for every guy ever.
His dad. I mean, Dad
Exactly.
is Dave. That's how I remember the D alliteration. There's Dave, you, the dad, and Derek, you, the boy.
So Derek.
Sorry. Yeah, useless information.
I was
Sorry.
because
You're
at first I
fine.
was like, what if it was this weird thing where it was like Derek actually killed him and then Jacob like took over?
See, I didn't
was
go
like
there at all.
I could because Derek was a little butthead.
Yeah.
And so I was like, whatever. And they were close they established they were
We gotta
very
also
close
remember
friends.
that's his only friend. Like Jacob's playing everyone, and Derek's
Right.
just not falling for it. I mean, once you get kids,
But he
to
can't
actually
say
open up-
anything 'cause
when you get a
he'll
kid to
die
finally
too.
open up, be careful what you wish for because now, I mean, I mean, even though this was written in 2007 and you think it's, so long ago.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not trying to say. I mean, I'm 24 technically when this came. I'm still like 10 years older than what these kids are going through. You don't realize like us growing up, not you because you're like.
I was an infant. I wasn't
Yeah,
even
you
born
weren't
in
even
2007.
born yet.
Oh
But,
my God.
But I just remember growing up. My
was
parents
15.
couldn't believe like
I
some
know,
of the things
teasing.
I was going through in middle school, and then like now it's like, I mean, it's the bar's even been set even
Yeah, just
more.
watch
So, like, I mean,
Degrassi
cutting,
for like an episode.
Yeah.
It's insane.
like the,
kids
the whole
these days
cutting
in
room, the whole
Canada.
cutting room thing.
Yeah, as soon as the cutting room
Yeah.
thing like came, I was like, oh, Jacob.
How dare
Oh,
you? I was like, well, you signed
stupid
your own
Jacob.
death
Killing, I mean,
warrant.
just killing dogs for fun, picking on kids, people.
Oh, it's the classic
Oh,
signs of a
yeah.
serial
Making me
killer.
mad
And he
The guy
killed
with the-
that cat.
Yep.
He killed that
yeah, there was
cat.
a dog too.
And
There
a
was
dog?
Yeah, there was a dog. Because I remember.
Oh,
the
they
dog.
did mention it straight up.
And then
no, 'cause
you were reading at like 19 times speed.
I
You were
did-
like, they get a fucking dog now. The dog's like 90. Then you're like, I forgot the fucking dog is dead.
I was like, wait, was there a
that's
cat? Did they say something about a cat screaming in the distance and nobody decided to check on it?
Guilty.
No, I didn't even put that together at first because they were just like, I was like, they are putting so much emphasis on this freaking cat screaming in the distance or a dog, something yelping.
Lori
And then at the end, I was
listening
like,
to it.
oh, Jacob was murdering animals.
Yep, classic sign of a
Yeah.
budding serial killer.
And then, like what I was saying before, I didn't like how they like put like a nice little bow on it because they were like, oh, the pedophile killed himself and left a note. Jacob's fine. And I was
Yeah,
like,
it was
are
all-
you kidding me?
that was so like easy.
No.
And when I
Well,
read
they
that,
threw in the line. They threw in the line that it matched his insignia, his like his signature,
His
like his
signature.
handwriting. His
so he was
mannerisms.
forced to write it.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking that, or like in my mind, I'm thinking 2007. Maybe this guy was writing more, and he, because you can tell if somebody's forced because I think the way they were describing him as this big pedophiles aren't
That's true.
strong.
It's on Forensic Files.
Pedophiles aren't strong
Right.
people. Okay.
Yep.
That's why they pick
They pick
on
on
kids.
younger ones. Yep.
So like I'm imagining this O'Leary guy. Like, I would think his hand would shake a little bit, and they might get that out. So I don't know if like
But how much
O'Leary
they
kinda
didn't put a lot of
masked it.
analysis onto
No,
it
but
though.
that's the thing. It's just up to us to decide. Like what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
and
is
why
what
didn't they
hearsay.
put more into that? That's like
Yeah,
a
'cause-
very
Yeah,
important.
William.
That's a part that I had
he's
to
giving dead
literally
stare to the
read.
camera. He knows what he did. I'm giving a sideways flip off because I respect you.
Oh, come on.
No? Okay.
He's such a
Gosh.
I don't do these. We just three.
You
two,
just put in some
one.
canned laughter.
No, it's fine. I'm just fucking with you.
Sideways out of respect.
Oh my god. So I'm gonna give you the sideways middle finger.
But no, it was so
I'm gonna do that when you're on stage
frustrating.
now.
It was so frustrating that they
One of
did
the
that
buttons is putting
because
Mikey, I'm sorry. Go ahead. It's in there.
3. It was so frustrating when they just put a bow. I was like, I waited all this time to figure out what was going on, and they were just like, well, we took care of it, and I'm like, no, you can't just. I mean, you can. And then there's the part that's like, is it a really good book because they never established if Jacob actually did it or not, or is it like a stupid book because they never told you if Jacob was gonna do it or not? I was like, damn, that's a good question because that's like perfect.
See,
That's
I like when
open-ended,
you're
and
left.
like,
I like the open-ended
like,
endings.
give
'cause
me answers.
I
My
leave-
life is hard enough.
I like to leave stuff open-ended for people to decide.
But and then as soon because I didn't think Jacob did it at 1st. Like I said,
Oh.
like even toward the end, I was like, I don't know. He probably did.
Please.
And then they were like, we're going to Jamaica, and he met this nice girl, and I was like, they're normal. And then like they end that one chapter with the girl went missing, and I was like, bye, Jacob. See
Yep.
ya.
And
All
then
that
he was
money.
interviewed.
Ugh.
A lot
Yeah,
of kids
and
die
then-
around you, Jacob. And he's like, nah.
A lot of kids die around
Sucks to
you.
be them.
Right? Don't come around me then.
Yeah, a lot of kids die around you.
And
Looks
then,
at
like,
the
they
camera
talk
like
about
he's
the-
in the office.
And then the small drops of blood on his hand. I was thinking.
Yeah, and on his
'cause I was thinking back to
Maybe it was
to
ketchup.
Ben, to Ben, yeah.
They don't have ketchup in Jamaica. That was a stupid thing you just said. They probably
Continue.
Don't quote me.
probably do.
Someone-
For all our Jamaican viewers, we'd like to know, what's ketchup like? And do you call it catsup? Because if you do, I have no business.
I like the spelling
Okay,
of ya. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
oh, he has a wonderful Jamaican accent, by
Yeah.
the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's bad. It's so bad.
So does every character, like I said, never listen to an audiobook. If it's a guy, like even when Lori's talking, does he?
It's just higher pitched. It's like this would be his Andy voice, but then this would be his Lori voice. Like
So
it's
he
just,
adjusts
it's
and
just,
does voice.
just enough to determine the character.
So it's always just one person narrating the
Not
whole
always.
thing?
It depends on the production.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
I listened to the 10-year anniversary of American Gods. It was a full cast production.
Okay.
It was awesome.
And if you get like the guy who reads the Harry Potter books, he goes ham. Like
Awesome.
like he's pretty good. And then like the woman in Cabin 10, the last one that's what it is, right?
Yes. Yeah, you
it
listen
was
to that one on
all
there, too.
it was all a really nice British lady who had a wonderful voice.
So
It was very soothing.
if this book was made into a movie, who would play the main characters? Let's go with
Okay,
Jacob-
I already have Lejudas
Jacob,
in my
Mom,
head.
Dad,
I
and
already have
Lejudas.
Lejudas in
I
my
have a
head.
Lejudas in my head too.
Okay.
I'm cute. Who do you think?
Don't start with me.
Okay.
Okay, for Lejudas, okay. Orange is the New Black.
Yeah.
Okay. I think now he is. Oh, what do you?
Porn stash.
He's the head of the prison now.
Pescatelli.
Is that his name?
No, the guy with the big mustache.
He's got a mustache.
Beer can.
Okay. If you've seen season 5, anybody
No.
seen the first couple episodes of season 5?
I haven't seen the current season.
Okay. I mean, he's the head of the prison now. It was this woman, but she had like a Mercedes. And
Yeah.
there
The
was
guy who's in a band.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
I
guy.
don't remember his name, but I know who you're talking
But
about.
you
think
see
he's
him as Lejudas?
Yeah, because
Okay.
he just gets the way he talks, the way he carries himself. It's like
Yeah.
because he's got the weird hairdo. Actually, no hair, just that little tiny part.
The
and
wisp.
like you see, like part because what I've seen, it almost seems like he cares about the inmates. I haven't seen. I don't know if he's corrupt or not. I don't know. Anyway,
He's
I
a
see him
good one.
playing with
He's a pretty
Judas,
good one.
a guy that needs the break, that needs his moment. So he was the first guy that popped into my head for Lejudas.
Yeah. My Lejudas is the entire time in my head, I had Conan O'Brien.
Okay.
The whole time I was just Conan O'Brien.
Did you read the same book we did?
I did read the same book.
Was it this
you
one?
did. It was that one.
It was
In English.
Yes.
Finnish, actually.
It's Finnish.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
Fanny
did.
Jacob.
Finnish.
Was that? That was Yiddish. If you're Yiddish, please, I don't know, write in.
All
So
of our
people do
Yiddish viewers, please
Google
send
in,
them.
twat in, tweet,
Twat?
twat in. Do they
On the-
twat? What do people do?
Dad, I taught you how to Twitter on New Year's.
You did,
Anyway,
yeah.
I
So,
still
yeah,
couldn't
that's what I
figure out,
pictured.
For Jacob,
I have someone in mind for
almost
Jacob.
would want like Haley Joel Osment.
That's
like
what I was
10
gonna
years
say.
ago.
From
Or
The Sixth
yeah.
Sense.
yeah, or like maybe Macaulay.
Ooh.
A kid where like they come off.
Terrifying.
I
was
think Haley
thinking-
Joel would do a better. I think Haley would do a better job.
I was thinking of
Actually, this
the
was
kid.
technically 2007, so 10 years ago
Yeah.
he might have been.
I was
Even
thinking
in his
of
20s,
the
he looks 9, so I mean,
Yeah,
he's still.
he doesn't age.
he doesn't age.
He's cursed.
or a Time Lord.
He's cursed by the witch.
So I was thinking of the kid from Jurassic World, the older brother,
Never seen it.
the tall, skinny kid.
Ah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
I have
like
no
Nick-
idea who he is.
He doesn't know
Something.
He's doing this. He has no idea.
Mm,
He
he's
has
like,
no
"Oh,
idea he's
true.
doing this
That's
thing
true.
here.
Feel my heartbeat.
No,
My pulse.
there's
It's
no-
there.
It's barely there. Defending Jacob.
But what about like Lori and Andy? Lori annoyed the crap out of me in this book.
It's funny because
Until the very end.
Lori, I was thinking of the actress who plays Lori in The Walking Dead
Me too.
because she's a god awful human
Mm-hmm.
in The Walking Dead, not in real life. I assume. But
That role wasn't a stretch.
But no, like the
I had
Lori
that
in
in
this
my
one
head,
too. I was just like, quit whining and just like do something about your kid already. Not kill him.
Right. That
Per
ending
se,
was
but
pretty
like-
Kudos for
intense.
committing, because at any time you could have decelerated and brought that
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
But
You
she
went for it.
survived that crash too.
Yeah, she made some mistakes. But
Well, no,
was
I
like,
mean, I've been in an accident at 65. So, I mean, now granted, there's a huge difference between 65 and 98. Not
1,000.
disputing that. But, because he went into detail to describe, like, what she hit and how it impacted. And certain berms, size that you hit, because I can't think of the word, I'm sorry, are built to absorb it, and I think that's how you read it, that it would kind of absorb the impact and kind of turn the car. Now, obviously, she hit it just right. Motherfucker's dead. But like, I don't think, because I think it's more easy. I mean, and we don't know like her status, like alive. Is she alive but a vegetable? Is she alive?
No, because
but
they want to
paralyzed?
indict her, so she has mental capacity.
Okay.
Oh, she knows what she did.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that, but like like people like they're alive, but is it worth
Right.
living?
Right.
That's what I mean. I don't think we know that. We just know that she is.
Yeah.
If she going away.
So, would you recommend this
Defending
book?
Lori.
Oh, I know who I would
Number
pick. Lori
2.
Metcalf, I think, would do really well.
Okay, yeah.
She would do good as any of these characters. I pick her
All
for
of
Jacob.
them.
She would kill it.
So, would you
I wanted to be
recommend this book
Matthew.
to?
Yes. Yeah, he
Lori
touched-
Metcalf is the
he touched me.
entire cast of Defending Jacob.
A stage
I would
production.
Watch that movie.
I would watch that show.
I would watch that show.
So, would you recommend this book to someone?
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
I would.
What about you?
I have a well. If I knew what they liked, if
Mm-hmm.
I knew they could have an open mind, yes.
Cool. Awesome.
Well, I mean, because it's hard. It's hard to explain
It
to
is.
somebody. You're gonna hate the first like 20, 30 pages.
Yeah,
And then
it
it
was
gets better.
it was very tough because we talked about that
Yeah.
in the beginning. It was
Anything
very
that
hard to get into
opens in
this
a
book.
courtroom.
I was struggling through the first 20, 30 pages, and then I think I told you I was like, once you get to around page 43, it's fine. Just
Yeah.
and then it picks
once
up.
I got to the mindfuck thing, like I was like, okay, and then like the dad just like, what kind of a faggot name is Jacob? And I just leaned back in my little grandpa chair because before my grandpa passed away, he gave us this chair, and it fits. And my grandpa's all like 5. I mean, you're my grandpa. He's just a short little guy. No offense. And sorry, that
Why?
came out with 3,
Why?
2,
Why at
1.
this point in the game?
Sorry.
Why at this point would I choose to be offended?
I don't know. I'm
That's-
sorry.
I've
True.
known you for 2 years now.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I hate
God, it's
everything
been
about you.
it has been that long.
Yeah.
Anyway, so like I ate this little button, everything reclines. My dog's going, and like I'm just sitting there, and I just have to like I just like almost applaud the book. I'm like, finally, it finally just arrived, and it was So the guy is brilliant at like the technical side, and then just the, almost like front butt, low brow,
Front
like
butt.
the low brow side.
What's it called? Like what's the other thing that you sent us that you had circled? It was like a good talk. Good talk, Dallas. Next.
See, I have the messages, but so the next couple things that we have, because we've got about 15 minutes left, is what
Are we
kind of we got it. Don't worry. What kind of books do you typically read? Like, what's your?
I'm so
what's,
glad you go first because this gives me time to contemplate. Read.
I usually
Okay.
tend to reading. What is reading?
what
I-
is your genre that you lean towards more?
So I tend to read more young adult series. I would rather read a series of books than just a one and done. So like the series Unfortunate Events, or
I
even
have
Harry
to read
Potter
those,
books, like anything like that. Like even Twilight. Didn't like Twilight, but I like series where you can. It's kind of like it's my debate versus Star Wars and Star Trek. Star Trek, I've not seen as much, but I think it's better developed because it's a series of forever, whereas Star Wars is like, here are some movies, and people are like, we want more. Whereas Star Trek, it's drawn out. So if it's a series, I get more information, more well-developed characters.
So a couple things that you might like is in my list of many books and genres.
Go on.
I have every genre I have them as standalone books and as series. And the next book that we're reading is the book 1 in a series.
Yes.
Okay, so what do you typically read? What's your genre that you?
Okay.
What's your
Sheet
wheelhouse?
music.
Personally,
Sheet
or
music.
like Dr. Seuss because that's like the reading level. I don't know.
Sheet music.
Right, sheet music.
Sheet music.
Yeah. I'm reading a good one right now called MFer needs to finish this piece for a friend that he promised that he would finish. I have most of it done. Monday, I can have it done Monday and Tuesday.
That was Bach.
Anyway,
Bach wrote that.
it was Beethoven.
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 Chop
I
it.
agree with Dallas. I do love series books, like the Harry Potter series. I still haven't finished book 7, but
I haven't either.
I'm sorry. I've read 6.
I know. I
I
did
mean,
the
not
same.
just
It
6.
came
but
out 15 years ago.
What?
I just made that up. I just
Sound
made
like
that
you were screwing with my head, man.
It
No,
means
I started
anything
it,
could've come
but
out
I
15
get
years ago.
I get series burnout. So once I get to the end of a series, I'm like,
Oh
oh
no,
my
I just
god,
haven't
I'm
had
done.
time. When I read, I don't want to read just a few pages. I want to get enveloped. Like with this, I would read it mostly in chunks,
Yeah.
like 30 pages minimum, because I want to make sure that like I understand like where I'm stopping because I have to have everything play out in my head. I have to be in control. So
I gave up on that long ago.
so, but no, I agree with the series thing. I'm a sport books. Lord, I like sport books.
Well, I
was
have
trying to figure out a way
a
to say it.
genre of sports memoirs, and I have them all.
That sounds like
listed
my nightmare.
up. You don't have to read them. It's okay.
Non-fiction sports.
Well, there's
No,
some really
thank
interesting
you.
stuff out there.
It doesn't have to be.
So-
Is it the OJ trial? I'll watch the
anything,
OJ trial.
anything
Right.
sports related, just like anything music related. What was it Mozart's Murder or How to Murder Mozart or something?
How to Get Away with Murder.
No, that's a TV show.
Oh.
M for murder. Dial M for murder.
But like there's this book about this guy who is a secret agent and something is encoded and like this person that he's trying to help, she is falsely accused and she put like hidden messages in the music that she played as a child and she loves Mozart.
Fun.
So it's like I love like books like that like with music, and then there's this zombie baseball book that I used to read when I was a kid.
Awesome. No, it's great.
He's got this.
I love it.
I'm
Anyway,
invested in 50% of that. Go on.
So because you were saying that not especially like sports and nonfiction, like I love books like that, but I can also is it cross genre? Like you said, like zombies in sports,
Yeah,
or
just mix them
zombies
together.
in music or something like that.
Yeah.
So I enjoy
Zombies
books like
in
that.
So ultimately, young adult
But
series,
definitely
good
not
young
crime
adult
books.
series, and cross genre, music intensive, or sports. If you guys have
Porn.
any, well, that's a given for any of us.
For the articles.
So
Because they write really good articles.
So if you have
A
any,
red book?
if you have any recommendations for these two, please leave them in the comments below, or hit us up on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook.
Don't
and
leave me anything
I have something for you guys.
Is it the 12 hours I lost reading this book?
12.
You
over
gave
12
it an
hours.
8. Shut up.
Yeah, I did
Okay.
about 6.
So before
Dallas might have
I
been
do
on
this
crack.
part, before I do this part, we need to come up with a collective number to give this book on a scale of 1 to 10.
Ah.
1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest.
Now, can I do a sidebar and say
No,
like,
this isn't court. Oh.
Oh,
that's my word.
sustained.
Guys, and I'll see
Objection.
you all later.
Yeah.
Flies away into the distance.
Can we do like what we would have given it and then what we now would give it?
Sure.
Okay.
What-
Well, no, because somebody like.
Do you mean
no,
after the discussion?
I judge a lot. Like when I like.
No.
Spoiler: I'm a dick. So, but like when I got this, I'm looking at this and I'm like, I see a fingerprint. Okay,
It's
I-
the fingerprint.
Yeah. Yes. Why did they just scan?
That's
this
as
book?
big as your
They should-
fingerprint.
Yeah, they should have scanned this book and they would have known you did it right away. Don't even get me started on the whole thumbprint about the book. Good lord. But anyway, like you see this and like in my like I've already analyzed it. So plus it's plus with courtroom, I would have given it like a 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Just first impression, not reading. Nothing with the back, just based on the title and what I knew it was going to be about. I would have given it like a 2 or 3.
Yeah.
But after reading it, mainly because I can respect what William did. He pulled me in at some points, even
He's
though
very good at
I
that.
would have no reason to read this book other than I had to because I wanted to do the book. Honestly, I wanted to do the book club, so I had to read it.
See, he's not that much of a dick.
So, as someone
Yes, he is.
who doesn't like the genre, I would give it a 7 because
Awesome.
it's worth it, and the man did his homework. There's little to disagree with compared to more that you do agree with. So,
Legitimate
and I had
is
said-
spelled weird.
yeah.
It is, and that's why he had to go back and
'Cause
restart
if
it.
you read like the first.
The first few
you
pages.
have to go like the first page. I think it's just one page. You don't get any introduction to his name, and then
Like
from the
15
bottom,
pages
yeah,
in.
No, it's before.
Is it?
But yeah, but like they go into the phonetics. It's like Judas.
Nick Laguadriche.
Yeah.
That's when you're like, I don't know.
I was
what's
like
going on.
Laguidus, and then I had to go back, and I'm like, motherfucker.
Lagudais.
See you later.
So we both said 7. What about you?
You said
I
8 earlier, don't
went
you?
based on the description.
Oh,
I would have given it probably like I would have read it based on the description. It sounds a lot like 19 minutes. But I give it probably 7.5 or 8.
Okay.
I'm gonna say 7. I'm
Yeah.
gonna say 7.
So I think it's a strong 7. It's a good. It was a good book. I liked it more than I thought I would.
It just wrapped up way too quickly. Like
yeah.
I was more invested in the Jamaica side of things
Right.
than the Massachusetts part of things.
Yeah, so it's, again, and it comes back to more of this, less of this part. But William Landay is a very good author, and I really like his stuff. But our next
There's more
book-
description about the park than there was about this girl getting murdered.
That's true. Oh my God,
They're
you're
just
right.
like, oh, Hope, yeah, she's dead. Yeah, she was eaten by fish. Yeah, she's really dead. She's a lot dead.
Well,
She's
'cause
been
it talked
waterlogged
about,
for 3 weeks.
Because there's only a couple,
the evidence
a
is
couple
gone.
little lines about, because obviously he had, closed the windpipe, and I don't know if he did it, and because in my mind I'm thinking he killed her in the water.
Yeah.
Because she was
And
found,
probably
she-
held her
'cause she-
da-
yeah,
probably
'cause
held
she
her
was
down.
Because she was found in the water. I still don't know how I still want to figure out the blood, because it said collapsed windpipe, and I don't know if collapse is
Maybe
stab.
she exploded. I don't know.
Because
Well, crushed. It's all internal. I don't know.
yeah, to me, like it was like they found an insert wound in the throat. They found a horizontal wound like Ben. I was waiting for something like that. When it said crushed, I was like, oh, he strangled her. And then that's when I started thinking more of a sociopath, because now he's moved on to wanting to see how they died.
Yeah,
not
he's
that
Dad
escalating.
knew
dramatic
he did it
asphyxiation.
because he saw blood on
Yes.
his chunks and said, "Go get in the ocean." So that evidence is
Yes,
off
thank you.
immediately.
Yes.
We clearly we weren't done. Sorry.
No, it's fine. I'm
Ladies
loving
and
it.
gentlemen, this is like the book.
Unfortunately,
You think it's over, and then you go
Sam,
into this.
trade Nathan spots. We have to talk.
well, unfortunately, we have time constraints. Otherwise, I'd say, hey,
I'm
we
sure
could.
there's a lot you can cut that I did.
We
and
can
could
spend
keep
now. It's
going.
all good. But so, I want to get to this though, because our next book is about a survivor of a serial killer, and you each get a
Get
copy.
to watch me read.
What?
Yes. So
Will
This
you-
is gonna
will
be
you
a
hold the
minute.
books up again?
right here.
Ah, the butterfly garden.
They're not symmetrical. Huh?
Well,
That book seems to be a little bigger.
That book-
Oh, yes. Love butterflies.
so that is our next book, The Butterfly Garden by Dot Hutchison.
Smells
Don't
like-
look so thankful, you ass. I
Can't smell this on
It
audio.
smells like a-
Can't smell the audio in this mother.
You can't.
Now,
You
see, what
can't.
makes me mad is I was like, you know what? I'm going to
I
venture
do
out,
wanna
because
see
my
who
goal
reads
is to
this.
make Dallas think that I know anything about technology. So I'm like, I might do an audiobook. And now it's like, well,
And then you're like, there's an audiobook? Like, there's an
hand
audiobook.
to God. Like,
the
I'm
fourth
sorry,
quarter
like-
book you can do in
Oh, no,
audio.
you're good. No, I appreciate this.
Yeah. So,
Any
final.
spoilers with this one? Oh, we got to concentrate on this. Sorry. William Landay, because we don't know.
Final,
Tom Landry.
Huh? No.
final thoughts. Oh,
I
now
would-
you can't talk.
I would like to read it.
Oh,
I would
so
like-
when you're stabbing somebody, I learned. So apparently, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you go horizontal, because it's more likely
to
to,
slide
I guess.
through the rib cage.
Yeah. And there's obviously that chance that you're going to hit something, and you can always twist it.
Well, I was trying to figure out, because he said 3 across the chest.
Yeah.
But you have your sternum
I
right
never
here.
understood
And
the
I
rib
was like,
See,
And I
I
didn't
assumed they were here.
yeah. I pictured, they didn't.
He was.
I don't know.
I assumed the child was more taut than I am. I have some flow here that can be moved, but it's like I assumed it was here,
Yeah.
chest.
Got it.
And
Which
not
would make
here,
more
chest.
sense. Yeah. Because I hear chest.
Did they talk about the angle?
Yeah.
Like, I know they said he was standing in front of him, but like when he said that they were
But 'cause
both
they were
about,
on
about
the
the
hill.
same size,
Yep.
so they're both around 5'8", 5'9", or whatever.
And Ben yelled, "Stop! Don't hurt me!" or "Stop."
You're hurting me.
Stop your hurting. Yeah. It's like, no shit, you're gonna stab.
So
Yeah,
we all
they
knew
should
Jacob did it.
I mean,
I'm not convinced.
especially-
I want another trial.
Yeah.
Not for the same one. You can't do that.
Defending Jacob
Constantine.
again.
And that was another thing that got me. Like, LeJudas was like the lawyer for every trial, because weren't there 3?
Yeah, there was another one.
There
in
were
there.
LeJudas is
Yeah.
like, we're back at this crap again.
Oh, but
Barber.
he was loving it. He wanted to like stick it to Andy real
Couldn't
bad.
get your son, but we got your wife. Yeah, she's going away. Did you do it-
33%.
Did you do anything wrong? What about your dad? He's already in jail.
Oh, when he dropped that bomb in the courthouse. Oh my gosh, with the cop and he with his cop Duffy, his buddy, and he's like, so you've known, yeah.
So how long
he
have
goes,
you known? He
How,
goes,
how long have you known Andy? Oh, this many years. Okay. So did he ever tell you that his dad's a murderer? And then walks away.
The
I was
world
like,
shook. The world was shook. The courtroom shook.
I
Nobody
read that
could-
and I was like, damn.
Damn, Shawty, you can't say that. You cannot say that. I couldn't keep if somebody says objection and the judge says sustained, that means they can keep going.
I don't know either.
Because
thank God you said it. Thank God you said that.
Because what's the other option?
Overruled.
Objection.
Overruled.
Overruled. So sustained.
Did you even listen to the book?
So barely.
Very
I
quickly.
I listened so fast.
Yeah.
It was like 6 hours of chipmunks
This
in
is
my
it.
But it was like objection. I think objection sustained must mean if there's an objection, it's like I heard that. That is correct. Keep going, but that does not count. The jury will not hear this sentence. They literally just heard it.
Yeah.
Being on the
So
jury must be
you
the
can't
worst.
unring that bell, which it was said more than once.
A lot of times a lawyer, especially a defense lawyer, will do that because they want it to be. It's like, don't think about white elephants. What the fuck are you thinking about right now?
Oh,
You think about white elephants. You're gonna get that kid that sounds like Blue Bunny. But like, that's exactly what. But that's exactly what they wanted. Laura, I'm sorry, I'm stuttering. That's exactly what they want you to do. So they want to put it in their mind without having to technically go any further because it's already in there and it's all psychological.
Cool. So speaking of psychological, let's
is it me
let's
now?
say our goodbyes.
Oh, bye.
So this will go up in a few days, but you can see all three of us
He has not sat
on
down.
stage.
That is a champ. I
'cause he's a
cannot stand for
champion.
over an hour. He's barely moved. Sorry.
It's the beard.
I mean, it's just a camera. There's nobody back there, right?
There's
So
no camera. It's all magic.
it's all magic.
Duh.
There is no camera. Where am I? What's happening?
So you can see all three of us actually on
Mad.
stage at Mad
just
Lab
noticed the
Theater
back.
for our 2-year anniversary, July 15th, which is a Saturday. So come see us. If you're not in the Columbus area, then catch us online at www.iabdpresents.com. Find us at IABD Presents on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Is there any place special we can
There are
find you?
more. I just
You
learned
can
those
find
three.
me in my bedroom because I would like to live there forever.
That's a great place to be, in your bedroom.
You got Leonard Pats.
You
written
can also
all over
find
you.
Sam and Nathan in my
I'm
bedroom
just-
sometimes.
I'm just gonna call
On
you.
my
I'm
podcast.
just gonna call you LP.
Dallas's bedroom.
I'm just gonna call you LP from now on.
LP.
Leonard Pats.
Oh no,
That's
front
you.
butt.
No, I don't have a front butt.
Or you can be FB. LPFB. Leonard Pats front butt. You should have a what are those things called that you give out to people to like business cards? Leonard Pats.
Bye.
Professional front butt.
Hey readers, oh my gosh, that was such a fun episode. These two guys crack me up like none other, and I hope they cracked you up too. And I hope you enjoyed the book as well, so don't forget to leave any comments, book recommendations down in the comments section. And also, thank you to the guys for being here, and especially thank you to Nathan for providing the intro and outro music for us. He's a very talented musician, so thank you. Don't forget to find us at IABD Presents all across most social media. You got YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, what's that other one? Facebook. So got them all, and we have a lot of great content for you. Head to our website at iabdpresents.com under podcasts, and then you'll see a bunch of stuff there for you. Our newest podcast that we have is Culture Pop A Go-Go, which is a mother and 3 daughters sit down around the table and talk about the most current events in pop culture. So listen and enjoy. Bye, guys. Basic instinct.
Basic instinct. You should do that. Because you're in the center.
Show her your basic instincts.
And I have a wedgie now.
Oh, the basic instinct.
The basic-